Hello, hello, Entertainment Daily lovers. Welcome, welcome in. Sorry, I think some went wrong with our sound. I was talking, but I don't think anyone could hear me. All right, so yeah, I'll double check the sound now just to make sure that y'all can hear me properly, and then we will get right into the conversation. Um, well, we get ready for this. So yesterday we were live speaking on this topic. So I don't wait tired. I not be smart. I said, make I do small things first. Welcome in Oyoyo's world. I said, let me arrange some stuff in the house before I start the live stream. So I just scheduled and I said, let me uh do that. Welcome, welcome. I saw yours too. So let's get right into this. So as of yesterday that we started covering this case, because we've been on other topics and we've not been able to jump into this particular um, case, but we have to, because the more we speak up, even if you're not a Nigerian or you're not a Ghanaian or you're not an African, is something that is worth talking about. So the right actions will be carried out. So that being said, Virginia, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Rhea said she can hear, so no need for me to double check the sound. So yeah, the sound is good. All right, so I will just go in and do the sharing and share to my community, and then we will start this conversation. Talking about sharing to my community, I think I've missed something. There's something I'm supposed to set up I didn't do, but wait, let me check that. Please, bear with me. Yes, I wanted to do the Kim live first and do this one later on, but I'm like, okay, let me do this since that live stream, my audience most might still be asleep for that live stream. So I jumped that one and decided to do this one, knowing fully well that our Nigerians and our African people and whatnot are already awake. So that's why I skipped that other one. So because I know the later this is 1 p.m. my time. So the later it goes, the more my audience in the US and other parts are waking up, the Caribbeans, Australia, and whatnot. So, yeah, that's the reason why I jumped the other live stream. Okay, so you're welcome, Virginia. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us today. Okay, let me see. Okay, you're joining us from the Netherlands. You're welcome. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, you see, Oyo said it's 5:34 a.m. my time. I guessed as much because I was trying to go 12 hours back, and I'm like, of course, my time. So it would be somewhere around 5 or 6 a.m. in some parts of the United States, and so that's the reason why I skipped that one. Okay, so yesterday, yes, good afternoon to you. Yes, if you're in Netherlands, yes, it's afternoon. Good afternoon to you. So yesterday we started speaking about this case, and as we were on it, Oyoyo's work and actually informed me also that Daddy Freeze was actually live. And if you catch up with that live stream yesterday, I made a statement. I said that means we have another update. We have something else to talk about. I didn't even know that the one of the ladies, I don't want to use the word victims, or should I, one of the missing ladies, I don't want to use the word victims, because at this point they've not been found already, so we don't know what to expect with that. So one of the ladies' husband, which is the Afiba, the Ghanaian lady, her husband actually came on Daddy Freeze's live stream and spoke in length about what is going on, and also pleaded with Nigerians to please take this matter serious. And also, something else he also added is the fact that if he has to, in his own words, he said, if I have to drag 200 million people, I would do so. And you know what he means when somebody tells you that if I have to, he simply means that if he needs to drag the whole of Nigeria, because yes, home and abroad, if you're a Nigerian, you're a Nigerian. And something like this, in my opinion, it affects all of us. And I can tell you that I don't like the way the police is handling this stuff, but am I surprised? I am not surprised. So I will pull up Daddy Freeze's live stream because Daddy Free said people should share the live stream, people should spread the news. Because another thing the lady's husband, Afiba's husband, was pleading is that people should stop that narrative that these ladies were runs girls, that these ladies went out there to do runs because that chart that the man's friend, Mr. Ben, shared that showed that they were asking for 1 million naira. The man explained, and we will listen to all of that. I'm actually going to play Daddy Freeze's video, but we're going to do with fair use. We're going to play it as do it the way YouTube said it should be done. That's what we're going to do. So another thing I noticed, it is really sad, it is really sad that a few corrupt people have actually given us this name that it almost looks like all of us are guilty of this crime. Let me just use this one right now that is actually trending. This one that it looks like all of us are guilty, and it looks like even the Harrison Gwamishu that is doing the best, because Harrison is in Nigeria, and we know the risk that you have to take if you have to expose the police or the wealthy in Nigeria. You're welcome. As you're coming in, please give the live stream a thumbs up. So he is doing that, but because of the police and the likes of Mr. Ben, that though Mr. Ben is in the UK, but he pretends that he's afraid of his friend, he cannot report. If I report, my friend will know that it's from me. Because of the evidences that I would present, it will show that yes, I was the only one that he sent that to. How do you know that you're the only one? And it means that you know very well that that man knows you in and out and has something on you. And then I went to Daddy Freeze's channel and I watched the other interview, and something that I have noticed, because I didn't follow this story from the beginning, I was covering other stories. So I wanted to catch up before coming up here to discuss this topic. And one thing I noticed is the fact that Mr. Ben is always quick to tackle whoever is giving confession. I noticed that with the Rachel, the one that escaped, that has a video on. The video is still on Daddy Freeze's YouTube. Daddy Freeze's Instagram, where she even showed where the barbed wire, the barbed wire at the fence, the security fence, caught her leg when she was trying to escape, and she said she jumped several fences to get to that point. But this man was just busy trying to counter everything she was saying, and you could see that this woman is someone that has gone through a lot. And she's trying to express herself, and you, that you're a friend of a guilty person. Welcome, Sheba. Thank you very much for joining us today. So instead of you, as the friend of that guilty person, to just keep quiet, you just start by, please, as you're coming in, give the live stream a thumbs up. We have just 2 thumbs up. Please give the live stream a thumbs up so YouTube knows that something is going on over here, because this is a serious matter and needs to be discussed. Oyoyo said the corruption is damn so ugly. Absolutely. And to think that is a handful of people that are in charge of this type of thing. We still have good people in all the sectors. But the way they will go pressing these people down, and I don't even know, I think this point, even the president needs to be involved in this, because this is a very, very terrible look. How did someone that is wanted in a different country can come into our country, and that person is not even flagged from the airport? How is that person getting into the country and not even saying, okay, because I've messed up in the United Kingdom where I live, I'm going to do better? I'm going to pull up the live stream that Daddy Freeze's interview, and we're going to listen to Afiba's husband speak. Okay, that's how we do it here. We pull up the videos and we analyze them together. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. In a bit, y'all will be hearing that. So I don't even understand this. Oyoyo's what said, this is why I'm angry with Ben. Ben is looking so guilty, and then he's angry. Okay, on this interview now that we're about to pull up to listen to, you will notice one pattern, which is the fact that every other person, including the interviewer, Daddy Freeze, was quiet, giving Afiba's husband freedom to express himself. And there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of pain. This man said he has spent 7 million. How are you spending 7 million already and you've not gotten anything? And you will not be mad. Your wife is nowhere to be found. People that were supposed to do their job are not doing their job. They're not even giving you good explanation. They told you they were going to call you. Now 2 weeks is gone. It is every day. Is it that those people don't realize that every day that those two young ladies are out there is a risk? Forget the fact that Andrew Ochekwa is no longer alive, but that is not an excuse, because there is a team. That man cannot be walking alone. Okay, where is the blessing? Why are we looking for why are we hearing now that we have to look for blessing? Now her phones are switched off. All the while that somebody that should have been picked up, if you're inviting people over and all of a sudden magically your wedding is cancelled, there must be proof. There must be proof that there was a wedding that was supposed to go on. You will tell us in what village, in what township, in what state, where, everything. We have to find out. You will show us the wedding clothes you've bought. You will show us their shabby clothes. We know how huge weddings are in Nigeria. It's not abroad where you can just walk into the courthouse, sign papers, and go home. No, people do very giant weddings. So there will be evidence that there was a wedding that was supposed to hold in one of the towns in Abia State. And now we cannot even find the blessing. Who is blessing's family members? If you cannot find blessing, go pick up the parents, sweep the whole family. We don't care. Pick up everybody. You people will provide that your daughter. Wherever she's hiding, when she sees that they've swept all her whole family, she will make herself available. Keep putting her on the news, 9 o'clock news, 7 o'clock news, 8 o'clock news, all the blogs, everybody. Post her photos, post every information, what she looks like. She will try to change her looks, but let people know what she looks like. Put that effort and let the whole world and everybody know that the effort is being put into finding these young women. How did she know this man? She was the one that sent the transportation. And yet we're hearing Ben is still free, running his mouth. Blessing is somewhere missing. Ben should be ashamed of himself, telling us that this man threw a young lady from how many story building down, and this lady had spinal injuries, and yet you're friends with such person. Who wants to have a monster as a friend? What kind of friendship is that? Since I said you're very early today, 6:39 a.m. my time. In my place, yes. Today I'm early because it's 1:44 right now my time, because I have 2 live streams scheduled and I really want to follow up this missing girls case, because I've been covering other cases and I've not been on this. But this is actually an embarrassment and we all have to speak up, because if we don't speak up, then it will now look like all of us were in support of this nonsense. And it really pains me that that man was able to live the big man lifestyle. And to even crown it all for someone like me, I'm hearing he threw somebody down the stairs in Port Harcourt. That is my state. What the heck is going on? How did they allow Andrew to do something like that in Port Harcourt and get away with it? Because we have people that would take 1 million naira, 500,000 naira and close their mouth at the detriment of somebody's life. It is really crazy. Oswald said he have all the information about this man since he returned to Nigeria and he kept quiet. Exactly, telling us that he was afraid. What nonsense afraid are you afraid of when you are in the United Kingdom? This person is in Africa. What is he going to do to you? Send assassins to come and assassinate you in United Kingdom where you are? And you knew I didn't know that he was wanted. I don't buy that lie that Mr. Ben is saying. Mr. Ben is doing everything to clean up the mess for his friend, the way he has been doing all these years since that man landed in Nigeria. So people that are saying leave Mr. Ben alone, take several seats. Take several seats. If Mr. Ben cannot be found, arrest anybody. If he has his family members in Nigeria, pick them up until he brings, because that man has evidence. He cannot swear on his life or the life of his children. that he does not have evidence. Somebody will be sending you compromising images of people. Hello, network. Whenever we have something important to discuss, that is the time that the network will start messing up. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear. Mm. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Okay, let's be reading comments. Say, okay, Sheba said, yet Ben is asking the husband, do you think there's been change since I came on the scene? Don't mind him. Like, he just wants to take all the glory, talking about his website. We're talking about people that are missing. You're talking about, oh, you're very correct, Sheba. That man is as sick as this his late friend. Seriously, Mr. Ben is as sick as his late friend. And if he's claiming that his late friend, Mr. Andrew, was a psychopath, he too he's a psychopath, a sociopath, and everything part in between. There's something wrong with that man. In a situation whereby you see that people are busy trying to find missing people, you are asking something that, oh, so what should we do if you have helped? If you want us to praise you, give us the evidence that we need so we can find the women, dead or alive. That's when people will praise you that, oh, if not for you, we wouldn't have found them. You've been beating around the bush, talking about, oh, money that this one took, money that the other. This is not, if somebody will ask Afiba's husband and her family, and somebody will ask Celine's family, and if she has a boyfriend or whatever. Anyway, if Celine's family also ask their family members that money and having them alive, what would you choose? What do you think they would choose? Of course, they will let go of any amount of money just to have their children back alive. This man is asking, do you think I have made any changes? We don't care any, you've not done nothing. In my eyes and a lot of people out there, you've done nothing. And it is obvious that you're withholding information. And that is also a crime. The last time I checked, you were so quick in publishing that damaging message. If you meant well for the well-being of these young ladies, you wouldn't have even published. That wouldn't have been the first thing that you published. That screenshot of the chat where they were saying, give me 1 million naira. because you people wanted to paint this whole thing to be, oh, it was something they wanted to go to some hookup, and it's a hookup gone wrong. So even if it was a hookup, didn't they all agree on money? They were going to give him give him a service. They were going to give a service, and you have to pay for the service. So what? Is that the reason why somebody's child should not return home? Because both of you agreed on a decent. It still doesn't make sense. That's not the reason why we'll say, oh, because they were doing a low show job, because they were doing something like that, let's not investigate. That is silly. That is silly. At the end of the day, that is the business of Afiba's husband and her family members. When they get home, they are going to tackle them if that's what they went out to do. But this Mr. Ben was quick to put that out because he knows fully well that when he puts that out, Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians will be frowning at it. A lot of people will be angry. Oh, yes, since you people wanted a wealthy man that has money, so you can do all this type of thing. And well, it is your business. We don't care. So that was a very, very calculated move on this man's side. Sheba said he thinks he's a hero. He's no hero. He's no hero. Harrison is way better than him. Harrison Gwamnishu is way better than Mr. Ben. That Mr. Ben is telling us, oh, he's committed crime. He's been in jail before. At least he chested this. He was in you're far in the United Kingdom. You could not chest this whole thing and go report this man, even though you know he's wanted in the United Kingdom too. And if you had reported him when you knew he was a psychopath, he was someone that had mental issues, according to you, allegedly by Mr. Ben. So why did you not report? So the United Kingdom will ask the Nigerian government to extradite this man back to the United Kingdom so he go face his punishment over there. Lots of women would have been saved. Now, do we even have the correct number of people that are no longer here with us, or people that narrowly escaped, people that came in contact with him or something bad happened to them? Do we have a full count? We don't. We just know that 2 are missing. One other one was thrown from how many story buildings, spinal cord dislocated. Maybe that one is now like a vegetable somewhere. And then so we don't have the correct number. But this friend knew about all of these things and kept quiet. Sheba said people need to bring awareness to the UK about this ban, so people with information on him can bring it out. Absolutely, absolutely. They need to report him to the UK government that he's withholding information, and he needs to bring those information if we have to find those women. Nobody should believe any nonsense that Ben is saying. The fact that every time people come on interview, he's there attacking somebody's husband, that the person's wife is missing. Do you know how he's feeling? You're there countering and countering. Even the interviewer, Daddy Freeze, did not counter what the man. He just sat down there and listen, all the shade, all the insult and everything the man gave to Nigeria. Well, the man is angry. What can we do now? The man is upset. And if people already took 7 million from him and did not do anything, why wouldn't he drag the whole of the nation? Because he's looking at it as, why would the police do this? At least if I was dealing with an individual and they did this, I would like, okay, I understand. But now, people that are supposed to bring people that are doing illegal things to book are the ones that are doing it. Do you understand? And yet Mr. Ben had nonsense questions that he wanted to ask that he already has the answer to. Trevor said, afraid of a man who cannot even come back to the UK after being deported for criminal activities. He's a bold-faced liar. Absolutely. No, he thinks that when he tells us all these things, we're going to swallow it because we don't have heads that are able to listen to what you're telling us, analyze it for ourselves, and know if you're telling us the truth or you're just lying to us. That's what this man thinks, that every single person out here is. That he's just going to do whatever he's going to do, and we will never find out anything. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. The network totally knocked me out. Okay, so we've been talking for 24 minutes. I'm going to go over to Daddy Freeze's page, and I'm going to pull up this thing. Let me see if it's on YouTube. I don't remember if I was listening to that interview on Facebook or YouTube, but let me do YouTube and see. Oh, and the sound for that interview was not the best though. Okay, so it shows 11 hours ago, so I think that's the one. But let me go into the channel completely, and live stream. What's going on? Where is that live stream now? What is the 11 hours ago live stream? Give me a second. Okay. Okay, so Daddy Freeze is this thing is playing advert. Let's allow his advert to play, and we will analyze from Daddy Freeze. Okay. Let me know if you can hear, please. We made a direct order. We ordered the police. So, like, there was nothing that needed to be a thought process or something. We ordered the audio was terrible, though. And they said they wanted money, and we never delayed on that. The money was transferred in 10 minutes. And I was in direct contact with these police people, and one of them is Amanda Oracle. Okay, so before we get right into this is 58 minutes 39 seconds interview that Daddy Freeze did with Afiba's husband, one of the missing women's husband, and Mr. Ben, the Laila Mr. Ben is also there, and another man that I don't know how that man is related to this case was also there. And later on, Daddy Freeze would drop this other man that I said I don't know how he's related to this case, and he will bring up Mr. Harrison Wamishu. So right now, the voice that you hear is Afiba's husband that is talking. Okay. So shout out to Daddy Freeze. This is Daddy Freeze's interview that Daddy Freeze did. Toward the end of the interview, as he's ending it, he said in his own words that we should please, like he was just appealing to the general public, that if people come across the video, it should be shared and the narrative should be changed from the women went for Olosho or went for hookup. Okay, in Nigeria, they use the word Olosho, which is prostitution, yeah, what they're saying. But the husband is saying that's not what is happening, and he's pleading that Nigerians would try to change the narrative of the story, that that's not true. And the husband explained why. So shout out to Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze is on YouTube. Daddy Freeze is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find Daddy Freeze everywhere. Okay. He's very active content creator or blogger, if we call him that. So shout out to Daddy Freeze, and let's get right into this, where this is fair use, because YouTube will say you have to make it your own. So we will play, we will pause, we will give our own analysis, we will give our own 2 cents. And in the comment section, if you're here with us, keep your comments coming also from what you hear in this interview. Let us know what you think also. Okay. Let's get right in. Sheba said, I think the man called Daddy Freeze to let him know there's someone who has info to share. Oh, really? Wow. I'm saying his name online, Commander Oracle. That guy told me that he's taking care of the case, and that it could be that my. You can imagine how cunning these people are. Which one is Commander Oracle? Nobody's name is Oracle. What is Oracle? Which of the Oracle? The man just gave Afiba's husband a false name, knowing fully well that the Afiba's husband will not question this. You will tell a Nigerian person that your name is Oracle, and they will you say you're the police and your name is Oracle, and they will believe you. Wife kidnapped herself, and he was saying a whole lot of stories. What he said is, this money is for you guys to go to his house, arrest him, and question him. There's nothing wrong about that. We didn't tell you to go and kill him. We didn't to go and put him in jail. Nothing. Just go and ask him, where are the ladies? And when he proves that he's not a suspect, then release him. We don't hate no one, but we need to question everyone in this. And so Oracle went with Selin's sister, and she saw Andrew's car in his yard, and she said, let's enter this house.
And the police searched everywhere around the house except that house. So they knew what that Andrew was up to, or what he was doing before.
A lot of this thing is just crazy. Sheba said, question Olosho, don't they get justice in Nigeria? Like I don't those cases don't take it as serious as if you are a normal s- uh how do I say, if you're a regular citizen, let me not say normal, let me not offend, because that is a job for some people too, like abroad, they're legal, and they have the legal ones that you even see they advertise it on the TV, that you can get their services for that. So, but in Nigeria, that's something that they frown at. So if it's something like that, they look at it, the police, I'm talking about the police will look at it as, well, is it not you that took yourself to that place? You knew what you were going there for. So whatever you get is your business. That's what most of the police people would do. Just the few reasonable ones that will say, well, that's still somebody's child. That's still a human being. Both of you agreed on something. You said you will pay me this and I will give you that. It's a trade by barter. It doesn't mean that after the person gives you that, what you people agreed on, now it's your turn to now pay the person what you people agreed on, and now you want to start making the person to go missing. And if you listen to what the Rachel, the one that narrowly escaped with her life, where she talked about how he will have the gun to her head. I'm not going to repeat that word again, but G, I'll use the word G. He will have the G to her head, taking her to the kitchen to go and cook fried rice for him. And all throughout, he was pointing that stuff on her head. And she also mentioned how he used to go in from both of the holes, like both front and back. And he want to forcefully, she said a lot of stuff there, and but you could see that she was still holding back. Which, if that young lady will be picked up and interviewed properly, she will spill all through what she went through. 6 days she said she was there, that this man held her hostage, and this man still had the audacity to contact her family, threatening them that he's going to send to a blogger that will publish this whole thing out there. Did you see that injury that lady had on her legs? So if somebody is an olosho or doing that type of kind of hookup thing, it's kind of looked at in a way. You understand? Because did you hear what the husband said, that the policeman, the so-called oracle policeman, said to him that maybe the wife kidnapped herself? And that's very much the type of thing that some of those Nigerian police would say when somebody goes missing or a case of kidnapping. Most of them are always quick in telling you that it's possible that your family member kidnapped themselves. You have to run around by yourself to actually, because I know this firsthand, that this is something that has happened to a family member. And you have to run around, sell properties, sell things to get, because the police will not investigate anything for you. And if you're waiting for them, it's the corpse of your family member that will arrive. So Afiba's husband did not even lie when he said that the police said maybe he kidnapped himself.
And then they told him that they will come in the same day, but around 3 a.m. to go and search that house. They can't do it now during the day. They would have to do it in the night. And the reason they said that is for that selling sister to leave them.
The thing is, I wish that people really try to. I'm just gonna put this stuff because I wish that people would try to broaden their knowledge about things. So when you see those red flags, you can pick it up immediately. First of all, Andrew was not under arrest. So there was even nothing like going to search his house. These people report their person missing. They are showing you evidence that proves that this person is in particular was in contact with a particular person and traveled to visit that person, all you need to do is reach out to that person, bring that person in for investigation. What they should have done was knock on his door, get him out, and ask him questions. Where are the young ladies? Her family members are worried about them. Are they still here with you? Or what? From asking him questions, from all of that, as you leave, because as at that point, they don't have enough evidence to arrest him or do a search for his home. They don't at that point. But what they should know is that all the evidence that was given to them was enough for them to know that if the Andrew, for example, if the Andrew would have told them, oh, well, yes, they came visiting, but they left yesterday, yada, 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 or whatnot, but you know that you've not reached them. Young women like that will always post on their phone. They would, travel. When they're traveling, they take photo. When they eat, they take photo. When they do everything, lots of young women do that. So if they've not been active, that's also a red flag. That's a sign to show you that wherever they are, they're being held against their will. So you station some police people to watch Andrews going out and coming in. That's what they would have done without his knowledge if they wanted to do the right thing. But no, instead they told Celine's sister that they will search all the other. Why are you searching the other houses when the main person that you're supposed to be talking to is right there in front of you? And you want to come and search his home at 3 a.m. for what? From the beginning, these people knew that they weren't going to do anything. So these guys should first sue the police in that Abia state first, the ones that were responsible, the department that was responsible for this, and from there we will see what will happen.
So when she left, they told her that we searched the place and we didn't find anything.
Lies. They didn't go anywhere.
Meanwhile, Andrew was there comfortably, and probably my wife and Celine were still in there.
Possible.
Because that was only 2 days after the kidnap. That was only 2 days.
Can you imagine? 2 days. 2 days. Do you know the amount of evidence that they would have recovered if they had done the right thing? If these people have done the right thing, now we're talking about how many weeks now? It's how many weeks into this case now? 2 days after somebody went missing. They told you to go ask you. They didn't even go. You know why? Because they have those ones that all they care about is money. Human life doesn't mean anything. So those ones would have informed Andrew that, look, you have a case here. 2 people have been reported missing, and they said they were last seen with you. Andrew must have told them, send me your account number, pushing stuff. And they will go there and run around in a circle like a chicken that a tobacco was blown on the face. And they didn't do anything. 2 days. The amount of evidence that would have been brought out of that Andrew's home and everything, we would have found those ladies by now. Because the more the whole thing is escalating, the more Andrew is panicking. And the more danger those women were in. But because those lousy policemen were selfish enough to ignore the plea of somebody's husband and just do whatever their brain told them was the right thing to do, and that's what they did. Totally ignored the cry for help.
After the message sent by Afiba.
Okay.
Saying
Advert.
Kidnapped by Andrew and send their location. So in no country on the planet, you will tell someone to do something, you give them the location itself. And I tell you, we didn't find anything. I'm showing you the suspect. I'm showing you the criminal. What is it? It's literally 10 minutes away from their station. Andrew's house is 10 or 15 minutes away from the station.
If you're just joining us, this is the interview of one of the missing ladies' husband, the missing girls that went to see Andrew and never returned. So Afiba's husband is the one speaking right now. And if you're just coming in, please give the live stream a thumbs up, okay? Please, because we need the story to go as far as it can go. And this is not something that anybody should be quiet about, because all eyes are in Nigeria right now. People are watching to see how this is going to turn out, and it's really sad that it's been how many weeks now, and these women are nowhere to be found.
I think you go and arrest him. You lie to me, you take money from me, you keep taking money from me and from other people, and you don't do anything about it. This is complete BS. I don't know what word I can describe this, but this is. I don't think it would happen in any country on the planet. I don't think it would happen anywhere. And we started. We had contacts, and we started making.
In terms of, I don't think it will happen anywhere. Well, it does happen in a lot of places, in places where the police system is not working properly. Things like this can happen, because that's how people get bribed. People collect money, and you can see that people's life doesn't matter, because we see the government doing it all the time, and it can happen in a lot of countries. A lot of countries it can happen, but you know where it is coming from. I just wish that we didn't even have to talk about this about our own country, because it is really sad that we're hearing that 2 days after, all because of money, because there's nothing else anybody is going to explain to me that will make sense. Because 2 days after, somebody sent you, because the husband is confirming that he gave them evidence. All they needed to do was to tell him to release those women. Who is he? The author and finisher of people's life, that you bring people into your home and you destroy their life. But am I shocked? Am I surprised? If he was able to throw a woman from upstairs, from how many story building down, that tells you that that is not a human. That is not a human. That is a completely sick person. But how did he even manage to go scot free with that? Because let's put two and two together. After he committed that crime, because they said that this particular throwing someone up off the story building was in Port Harcourt. So if he had to serve jail time, because that is not a small crime, that's like attempted murder, because throwing somebody from upstairs, or we don't know how many story, even if it's a story building, that's like you trying to kill somebody, trying to unalive someone. So how did he get away with that type of crime? Because if he was serving a jail time, these women would still be alive. But he was out there bubbling and busting and doing the most. This is terrible.
Like inquiries, we want to send a squad to take care of this case, because the Umaya and Aba people are not doing what they have to do. And
Absolutely.
what happened is
the audio is kind of bad.
The squad takes a week, and they don't report back to us. I don't know what's the reason. And then I tell the guy that
another thing I noticed here, and I'm not trying to blame, but I'm just trying to point out something that I feel like the pressure too that was mounted was not that much, because you sent a squad, you said you've paid for it, because this man said in total, from what he calculated, he had already spent about 7 million, right, for this whole thing. So you said, why was this man not calling them back to back, and every other person that needed to reach out to these people? Because I feel like if enough pressure was mounted on these people, and not only doing that, try to reach out to other people. Okay, try to reach out to other people to try to escalate the whole thing, so they will know that yes, all eyes are on these people. You understand? Oh, oh, oh no, oh no. Seriously. Ah, you did not close the live stream. Ah, sorry, sorry, sorry. Ah, this is what content creating would do. Sorry. I feel like if enough pressure was mounted on these people, they would have known that, look, because I know that these people were working hand in hand with Andrew. They would have told Andrew that it seemed like these ones that you picked up are the wrong ones. So because you know the husband is raining everything on us. So please let them go. Because I believe those police in Aba, they know more than what they're saying. Or even them, they have questions to answer to.
I mentioned the name to you.
Advert again. Advert again. Okay.
This is what is at hand. Your girlfriend was supposed to be at the station. She needs to be questioned. She left Port to Abuja. She fled. The day they asked her to question her, she fled. I mean, and she has reason. Maybe she was thinking she doesn't trust the police, you know? She wanted to flee because maybe the police would do something and hurt her. But why off your phone, your line? Why report to the family 48 hours after the kidnap that they were kidnapped? Why 40? Why 2 days? Why didn't you report this same day? Second. And so yeah, you just fled. Okay, you were in danger, and the boyfriend starts calling me and asking me for giving him the account or the people that we sent the 2 million naira to, which
I don't even think that this lady fled because she thought she was in danger or the police was. She knows fully well that the police is not going to do anything because she also knows the kind of person that Andrew is. And there's a huge possibility that she is working with Andrew. And this was not the first time that she is sending him young ladies. But probably in the other cases, there were young ladies that, well, if they go missing, nobody will raise much alarm because maybe they're just from a poor background or regular family that maybe they don't even check on each other for forever, so they wouldn't even know that their children were missing until it started becoming weird. But then this time around, the blessing must have miscalculated and picked up these two that their family members didn't keep quiet, and that's why she's running. Because she now Andrew is dead, she knows that she will be the one to answer to all the questions because Andrew is no longer here. And let's hope that these police will not find her first, because if they do, they're still going to do the same thing. The way they unalived Andrew is the same way they're going to unalive her to cover their part in this whole crime.
is the previous squad. So he retrieves the money from them. So indirectly, he's telling me, give me 2 million. Right? Not indirectly, even directly. Like he's telling me, give me the account of the squad that you sent, and we would question them and we would retrieve the money from them. And I said no, because I wasn't the guy, I wasn't the person who sent that money. It was a friend of mine. And a friend of mine said he won't do that. He's ready to lose the 2 million naira, but he doesn't want to give it to the guy who made the request. And so this boyfriend, who's not a regular person, I don't know if he's into politics, but he's not someone regular. He's an old person. He's not someone regular. He's not he's not a normal citizen, you know. He has some power in Nigeria. And so he made requests, and he sends another squad, and he tells me, you have to send 2 million naira, you have to send 2 million naira, and if you don't send it, the squad will not move, and they're going to 20 people.
What kind of, if he's not a normal or regular Nigerian person and he's got all these connections and everything, knowing full well that 2 citizens of his country is missing, why didn't he use his own money to start this whole thing as a concerned citizen? People are missing and you're already asking their families, bring this, bring this, bring that. as if they're in the right frame of mind to be looking for how to raise funds and come and give it to you. What the heck, really?
20 people were armed with their cars. They will move from Abuja to Umaya.
Why are we bringing squad? Why are we bringing squad from Abuja to Abia State when we have 36 states in Nigeria? Who are they? All this nonsense. You can tell that they are telling this to Afiba's husband because he doesn't understand. Why are you bringing squad from Abuja? It's only Abuja. That's the only place we have squad. We don't have the neighboring states that are right next to what is it called? That are right next to Abia State. We don't have squads there. We don't have any squad in Port Harcourt that is right next to Abia State. We have to bring in this thing from up Abuja down to Abia State. People God go punish plenty.
We don't have this amount, and we really spent a lot of money. We spent over 7 million naira since.
Can you imagine?
So yeah. So this leads us. Yeah. Just write it down. That's what the family.
You see now. You see what I was telling you people about this Mr. Ben. Immediately the man said we've spent over 7 million naira. Mr. Ben is beginning to. What don't you understand in a simple sentence that someone just made? Said we have spent over 7 million naira since the beginning of this whole thing. Every time that money is mentioned, Mr. Ben's ear is running wheel, 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 wheel. No wonder he was the one doing all the cover up for Mr. Andrew, because for him, money is everything. All the time that they're talking about these people's life, Mr. Ben has never showed any interest. And now he's talking, he wants to stress about the money. Now you will hear is Mr. Ben that will now start talking about money, interrupting the woman's husband that we were all here to listen to.
The families of
there's interview. I said this is advert again.
Before even I think, before Harrison was contacted, 7 million naira was spent from both families to just do something, and they were not doing anything. Yeah, we will take care of it. We will do so. Yeah, we are searching. We are doing our best, but they were not doing anything. So, so they were taking money from the families, and they were taking money from Andrew. Like double. And what happens is this guy asked me for 2 million, and I said, "Listen, mate, we don't have money at the moment. You have to wait for some time." And then he says he's going to make the payment. So he claims that he made a payment of 2 million, which I doubt, because the people who escorted Andrew were only 3 guys or 2 guys, right?
Was that even an escort? That was not an escort.
People. And he would.
You should doubt not that even me sitting down here, that was not an escort. And if they asked you for 2 million naira and you said wait a little bit, and somebody is telling you that okay, I paid the 2 million naira, because of course this person wants you to reimburse them later on. You paid 2 million naira to bring squad all the way from Abuja down to Abia State to escort this man down to Abuja for questioning, interrogation, or whatever they were taking him to Abuja for. Somebody tell me, why were they going with this type of high profile case and they were taking this man via road to Abuja? What happened to all the flights? What happened to all the this thing? Do you realize that they can even take a public flight and take this man and take him to Abuja? I don't understand who these people think that they are lying to. You spent 2 million naira and you people did not take a proper vehicle that they use to transport this type of people. when people are missing. This is high profile case. They're trying to find the missing persons. So having you alive so they can interrogate you and ask you questions and find out where those women are will be very useful to the families and everybody. And yet you allowed him to drive in his car and you drove in your own, like all of you were going for a summer vacation. They didn't pay any 2 million naira for anything. They didn't even pay 100 naira, right? Let alone 2 million naira. This is embarrassing. This is really, really embarrassing.
Who was saying that this 2 million will cover their hotel,
Can you imagine?
fuel, their food, and all that stuff? And I sent a message on WhatsApp saying, I'm not paying for a staycation or.
This is another red flag there. To go from Abia State to Abuja, or to go from Port Harcourt to Abuja, that's a route I've been on millions of times from the road, traveling from Port Harcourt to Abuja. Why do you need a hotel along the road? If you leave Port Harcourt 6 a.m., by afternoon, you're already in Abuja, not night. By afternoon, you're already in Abuja, even with those big buses that are going. You're already in Abuja. So why do you need extra money for hotel stay when you're transporting someone like that? When you are transporting someone like that, you have to even make sure that you cover enough distance in short time as possible to get the person to from point A to point B. But these people were asking for, they were going on a vacation. They were not going for transporting anybody. These people just knew that Mr. Andrew would never get to the destination. They all knew it. And the Andrew himself too was ready to commit
A vacation for these people. That's their job. If this is the system in Nigeria, and it happens to be that I have to pay them their fuel, I would be happy to support them and pay their fuel, but I'm not going to pay them their hotel, neither their food, neither any of the rest. And so the guy claims that he makes the payment, the 2 million, and the squad moves. 7 days later, I'm not hearing from no one. I'm calling this guy. I'm calling another guy from the police, and I have his name in contact, and no one picks my calls. Oh, we'll call you back. We'll call you back. The ones that they.
Now, did you hear what he said? I have their name in contact. Name can be fake, but at least that phone number, we can find out who owns that phone. Who is that phone? I think at some point numbers were being registered in Nigeria. I don't know if they were still if they are still selling lines that are not registered. But I know that at some point they were trying to register phone numbers to people's this is where you have to go register the number with your legal name, coming with your legal ID, and they register that phone number to your name. So all of this information should be handed over to the rightful people that will investigate, because a lot of people need to be brought to book. A lot of people.
They call you back. We'll update you. No updates. Okay. And they take the lines down until we hear that Andrew has been shot. And to be honest with you, when I heard that Andrew was shot, I was just like, I just smiled. Like, listen, man, this doesn't happen in Netflix series. This is really, like, it's really well set up. It's a crazy scheme, and Nigerians are really good at drama. They're really good at it.
Well, I beg to differ with the way he said this. I don't like when people generalize. Yes, it is sad enough that your wife went to meet with this man, but don't say Nigerians are good in drama. Everybody, every country have their good and bad people. It's just that some countries are good in hiding their people. So the point I want to make is don't be quick to generalize. All 200 million Nigerians cannot be evil. If we're all evil, we probably won't speak, and we will all probably run with the story that your wife was an Olosho, because it really does. I don't understand why a married woman has to escort somebody else to go and see. There's so much that is not in you people's favor. So I don't like this line where he said Nigerians are good in drama. No, Every country have their issues, including the country that Afiba's husband is coming from. Okay, until you go digging on people's stories, then you know how terrible it is. So there's no perfect country in the world. So generalization is something that I don't like, and that's where you will you immediately you start generalizing, you've lost me. Okay, you can say some, because the ones that were involved in this case with you were not good people. We can all agree on that. But generalization, we will not accept that, and we will not tolerate that from anybody. Okay, let's continue. Mm, 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 mm.
So, um, and then no offense to Mr. Ben, but suddenly Mr. Ben comes out and starts saying
It's okay if you want to offend Mr. Ben. Which one is no offense to Mr. Ben?
Bear with me, I have to question everything. You might not be involved in this. It's only God that knows who's involved, who's bad, and who's not. And there's a judgment day. So even if it's not on this person's soul is going to suffer. Whoever did bad, whoever involved in this, whoever bled these two families' hearts will suffer. And I'm saying this not because I'm not cursing no one, but justice is always, and God is always just. Hendrix G.
Adverts again, and again. Let's wait for this advert to finish and we continue.
So yeah, this is what I wanted to declare. So you guys were asking who mobilized this thing, and we went on live before and we said who mobilized this thing. And then I was personally sent threats, and I can send screenshots of WhatsApp, that I would be filed a case of defamation. That if a case of defamation is going to be filed against me. I was like, okay, I'm in another. No one can touch me. Yes, I'm the one whose person is kidnapped. No one else. So, and you're threatening me. So good luck with that. You do whatever you want. I mean,
Well,
I can do something here too.
whoever was threatening this man does not have sense at all, because this man's wife is missing in your country, and you are threatening him that you're going to file a defamation lawsuit against him. If you think you have enough evidence to file that, go file it. But when he will file his own is going to be more damaging, because he has a lot of evidence that prove that, yes, because he will have, if she flew in, I don't know where she flew in from, but there's evidence that she came into Nigeria, there's evidence that she was in Nigeria, there's evidence that she went to Abia State, there's evidence that she went missing from there. So his own case will be more damaging than whoever was threatening this man.
And I can put them in serious trouble because I have a lot of proof. So these cases, or in this particular case, was, I think now 4 countries are involved in this. I want to show you how big this thing has become. Don't take this as something small. I said on the live, if I have to drag 200 million Nigerians into this case for 5 years, I will do it. And not because I have anything against Nigerians. I don't have nothing against them. I have a lot of good friends. And I said that to my friends before I came to the live. I said to them, if I have to drag your people, I'll drag them. Because first, it's something that Nigerians have to take to heart. If this is the case and the families are involved in this, Nigerians have to wake up. Nigerians have to speak for their country. Nigerians have to defend their country. And everybody just kept quiet. These people have so much fun. If these people like jump, an earthquake would happen. If these people just one home, I lived in Africa before, and
Well, the thing is, every country have their bad and good, and it's always very difficult to have everybody. It's very hard to have everybody to speaking in one uh voice. Do you understand? But yes, united, of course, when we're united, there is a lot that we can do. So let's keep listening to Afiba's husband.
The most thing I realized, not in all African countries, but I realized this in Nigeria. The reason Nigeria is this way, because the hearts are against each other. The hearts are against each other. The enemies, the virus is from within, not from outside. And if you have a little see,
I disagree with that also, that the enemy is from within and not from outside. If you do your history very well, you know why we are where we are. So, when you want to go and talk about things like that, I don't think that's necessary. Let's just focus on finding the young ladies, and that's it. But yes, we know that we have a lot of selfish and very greedy people, but we know that external forces caused a lot of harm, and there are certain type of damages that you will cause, and even when you're not there, people will, transfer that from generation to generation to generation to generation. So there is a lot.
Nothing can cure it. So this is a case for Nigerians to wake up, to seek justice, to speak up, not to be afraid of nothing. Oh, they'll kill me. I'm going to be threatened or whatever. Well, this flag and this anthem that you guys sing, this has been paid with blood for, and people are taking it for granted. Your ancestors paid for this with their bloods. So please, I'm not going out of the whole context. I just want to address something. This is what is at hand. The two ladies are. It happens to be that the two ladies are now kidnapped, and we don't know their whereabouts. But tomorrow, it could be someone else, and the next week it could be someone else. And this is why I'm saying. Go ahead. Mr. Ben, you can ask a question.
Quick question. No, let him ask. Let him ask. Let's let the guest ask. Okay, go ahead. Okay, I wanted to say something. Then, if you don't have any question,
I don't have any question.
Daddy Freeze is your show. I'm going to allow you just take it. But I want to just point us to a direction. Please, thank you, sir, for coming to shed more light on this case. But
this man that is talking now, I don't know why he was on this interview. Really, I don't know if this affects him directly, or at least Mr. Ben. We know that Mr. Ben is involved in this. Mr. Ben is not telling us the whole truth of what has happened. We know that. And Harrison Gwamishu that also was on this. Harrison is directly involved by investigation and whatnot. But this other man, I'm not sure why he was there. So, anyways, let's just listen.
Please, I want Nigerians to see that this is not just a case of two people missing.
Advert again. Advert. That's right.
This is a case of fraud. He has come here to establish that this case. Yes.
Now, immediately this man mentioned, oh, this is a case of fraud. This is a case of fraud. Look at how Mr. Ben is jumping and screaming, oh, it's a case of fraud, like he wants to fight fraud. Meanwhile, this same person is sitting on information that is going to lead us to finding where those missing girls are. But he's here talking about fraud. Mr. Ben is just all about the money, and not even the life of these two young women that are missing.
It's not error and fraud. It's because there is corruption. They were extorting money from the families. And we need to know who finally, though he has given us that link. We said it here, who invited those police. And this case will also help Nigerian police. Let me say why. It has been established now that even the IG does not have hand in this nonsense. That is the truth. It is not. I've been saying it. Don't have any hand in this nonsense. So there were people who did this.
And we were told that the IG was the one who authorized all this. Now let me say something. We never believed all this since day one. That's what I want to tell you. We never believed any of this, whatever the police told us. But we just took it, this is what is at hand. Let's deal with it. But it never made sense. It never made sense. I would just hop in a taxi or just meet Nigerians at work, and I just tell them the story, and they tell me, you know what? Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. It's completely fishy. And because we were so involved in the case, we couldn't see much. When you're involved into something, you can't really judge it unless you go out of it and you just look at things in general. But we were still saying that all of this is a lie and they've been taking money from us and nothing has been done about this case. And the first thing that made me think all of this is the petition that was written on the 10th of May. How do you write a petition and you say unknown? The IGP never writes a petition, and the petition.
Now, the way this Andrew Chekwa's friend is behaving on this interview, the way Mr. Ben is just so dramatic, he's acting like he's the best person, he's the best Nigerian that has the best plan, but yet this is the same person that is sitting. Look at how he's clapping his hand, turning around, they're talking and stressing those things that are not relevant at this moment. Find those girls first, bring all the people that are guilty to book, and then we can start talking about the fraud that was involved in this case, bringing those people to book and talking about the Harrison Gwamishu and anything else. But this man will do everything to distract everybody. Even in a crucial moment like this, that one of the victims' wife, a husband, is speaking, this man is still bringing in drama.
The IGP never writes a petition and says unknown. How can you say unknown? Who the police would?
That's
how
the
would the
petition.
police arrest the unknown person?
That's the petition.
This is the question. Yep. Let me, Mr. Ben. Let me ask you this question. I know the petition. I'm the one who sent it. I want to ask you this question. I'm the one who received and sent and shared this with Mr. Harrison and the rest. I come to you and I tell you.
Look at how Mr. Ben was flashing that thing as if he's the one that wrote the petition. Mr. Ben just wants to use this to grow his website, grow his channel, and just become a blogger. Because right now it's almost like, oh, this, my friend, I've been covering for you all since you were alive. Now that you're dead, let me use your death to grow. Still not caring for the life of those young women the same way he did not care. If this man cared for the life of all those other young women out there, these two, this Celine and Afiba, wouldn't have been missing now.
Someone robbed my house. Okay. And I know who the suspect is. They told me I'm writing a petition. And I tell you, the person who robbed my house is Mr. X. How the police would know exactly who the person is. I know who the person is. On the 10th of May, this petition was released. Read on the paper and show it to people. It was. It was on the 10th of May, right? Okay. Let me ask you this. Andrew was
on the 8th of May
held in custody, or he was arrested on the 8th of May. So how can you say unknown for a person that has been 2 days in the cell?
And from the IG.
Can you answer this? How can you say Andrew is the unknown and he's been 2 days in the cell? So the police knows exactly who he is. And they know the suspect.
Unknown person. That's more than one person.
Lead us to one conclusion. Which lead us to one conclusion, which is myself suspecting the people I came on the live with just added to. I suspected two people. It was Afiba's friend and her boyfriend. Because she knew about the case. She's the one who fled. She's the one who threatened me when I said these things. And her boyfriend was calling me like 3-4 times a day I never picked his calls. He called me from different numbers.
Also,
and
understand that Celine
I never picked
deactivated her Facebook in Port Harcourt before they left. Yeah.
Please, let me correct this. Afiba's Facebook and Instagram were deactivated or deleted by Andrew himself. And Celine's Facebook and Instagram were deactivated by Andrew too. And the way they were reactivated, why only Celine her own? Why only Celine's?
You see how bold that Andrew was. They've already raised the alarm about these ladies. Andrew was still going live on their logging onto their accounts for 5 minutes a day, and even deactivating their Facebooks and all of that. Now, wow.
Facebook and Instagram were reactivated because her brother has a tablet and he has all the accounts signed in on it. And so he went through the tablet again and he checked how did this whole story happen, if she had any messages from Andrew. And it happened to be that she had a message from Andrew, that video that was saying, "Hey Celine, how are you? This, that," but there was nothing like 1 million naira, all that stuff. Nothing of that sort. So when I called the police and I have the numbers, the people of Umaya, I told them, why are you guys dragging this so long? This is very obvious. And they said, Celine released a Snapchat yesterday, and she's been coming online and all that stuff. I said, Mr. Officer, can I tell you that you're not smart for me not to say something else? And he said, you are trying to insult me. Let me pick your calls again. I said, let me tell you something. Celine's brother is the person who has a tablet, and he's the one who reactivated those.
This is also not a smart move from Afiba's husband. You just called someone that the person is not smart, and you made a very huge, stupid mistake by revealing to the same people that you think they're not doing their job, telling them that it's the person's brother that has logged on to her account. That would have been something that should have been a secret. That's something that you people shouldn't have spoken about. You shouldn't have told those same police that you've been asking them to do their job and they're not doing their job. And now you just exposed and endangered the life of the Celine's brother. So it means that you don't have sense. But we can actually forgive you because it's your wife that is missing. But that was a very stupid move.
And he said, how do you know? And I said, that shows that you don't know nothing and you're not listening. We are giving you truth. You're deciding to do your own. And, just hide and cover up. And so the next day, they ask Celine's brother to come and they seize the tablet.
Why not?
Police seized the tablet and all the evidence that the family had. Why would you seize the tablet?
They will not only seize it, but they will destroy it. Isn't it obvious? When you see that the people that you've been asking from day 2 that your wife and her friend went missing, up until this moment cannot provide you, the last thing you want to do is give them any information. You just start collecting, doing your own investigation. If you have to get private investigators involved, whatever you have to do, do it, but leave those people out of it. But the one thing that they would have probably used to search that girl's account to see all the chats and everything that was going on, you actually went and told the same people and they seized it, and now you're surprised.
The house all the evidence and you never return it back. So this is a question I want to ask the police too. The IGP came online and said, you know what, give us 2 weeks. It's already 1 week. Another week now. That means that we need an update. daily. If it's not daily, every 2 days, we need an update. And I can guarantee to you, the IGP doesn't know what happened in Aba and Abuja, in Umayya, sorry. I can guarantee that to you. I don't know nothing. And this shows you that there's no responsibility.
All right. I have just one quick question for you. Just not quick question, a quick clarification. I know that I don't know, Afiba or the other one they met each other through a mutual friend. Was it that mutual friend's boyfriend that was doing all this? All right, thank you. You can go ahead, sir. Correct. Yeah. I'm documenting this because I don't want to say live for this issue, so that's also going to involve it from this angle of from this conflict.
You know, I don't want to say names. I don't want to say exactly the name. Some people are watching; they know the names already. The comments were deactivated. I don't want to mention names because I'm not a bad person who's coming to jeopardize the career of this person who might be involved. Because I was told that you're spoiling my career. You are ruining my life. I'm not. I just want Afiba, of course, in selling, but I don't know.
This is really sad. A whole lot of mistakes were made. I hope at this point they are involving the right people that can pick this up, investigate it, and give us the answers that we need. And not only giving us answers, but also bringing those girls home. We don't care how, but let them be brought home and handed over to their family. And let's find out what happened to them.
Tell him, by the way, I've never met him in real life. I want Afiba black. That's what I want. And whether she's alive or not, I want her back. At least the family has a right to grieve or meet their daughter. And this is why I'm asking the police to really take this matter seriously. And Mr. Ben, I don't want to say you have a sister or whatever. Think of your daughter. If you have a daughter, if you don't, I don't know how it doesn't. I mean, you cannot imagine.
I can't imagine it
unless you have one. But just take it personal, because I've never betrayed any friend of mine, but I'm always truthful. Just if a friend, if I was if I was breastfed from the same woman with a friend, look at to which extent, or even my brother, if my brother did something and it needs to be judged and truth needs to be revealed, I will reveal it. We are people, that's my background, who give their sons, if their sons are criminals, we call the police to come and arrest the son. That's from his blood. That's my culture.
Well, I understand, and if I understand the people that, well, that there are things I just want to say, but same that culture that every culture have their issues. The problem is just that these people encounter the worst of the worst of the worst, because even some people, they will at least have the conscience to have told that man to return. But every culture have issues, and even those culture that you say they hand over their sons, well, there are situations whereby so none is better than the other, but the main thing is we should not be distracted by anything else, but let's just focus on how these two young ladies will be brought back home.
If your son was hard-handed or even committed a crime, parents call the police to come and arrest the person. Look at to what extent. I want the same transparency, and I know it's not among these people. Me too. I need to ask him a question. Just say something. All right. Go ahead. I'm so sorry for this is the first time. This is the first time I'm actually getting the story in live.
The audio is kind of not too good. I just hope that y'all can hear what Afiba's husband is saying. The person that is speaking is Afiba's husband, one of the missing women. But another thing that there's just so many things. There's so many things here. You know, when Afiba's husband mentioned that he has never met Celine, that's just I don't know, like this should just be a lesson to a lot of people. I don't think that it does make sense that you as a married woman, you have friends that even your own husband have never seen and never met, and you have to travel from point A to point B to go and meet this your friend, and then you have to escort your friend or accompany your friend to a total stranger's home. Like, there are so many things that are not because why did this woman even think, for one, that she shouldn't have even been there, except they went for a business meeting or something? And we are like, and even a business meeting, going all the way from wherever I don't know if she came from Ghana or if she's based in Nigeria, went to visit this her friend, and then went from there, ended up in a bar, and then not coming back. And now the husband is confirming that he knows that lady Celine, but he has never met the Celine. So that means the Celine is not even that close of a friend. People should try to be, know what you're doing. I just feel like this lady, the Afiba, wouldn't have even been in this hot mess. She made so many mistakes. Like, she did so many things that she shouldn't have done. All this distance just for you to go missing. Was it worth it? This is just terrible. It is terrible.
And it's sad that it is. We still hope that you will find your wife. Hey. Just say yes. Okay, go ahead. And your loved one.
Καλά, πέθανα στο γυμναστήριο.
But do you think? No, I didn't say just part. It could be the family. It might be Chinese. I'm saying they have so much answer to this. The failure is capital, and they need to be held accountable. And you also believe that my coming in has basically Mr. Ben window of conversation to this topic.
Mr. Ben is just trying to get accolade. We're talking about something as important as this, and Mr. Ben is still trying his best to manipulate the whole thing and tell this thing, what is he called? Tell this man, I'll ask this man this type of silly question. Like, seriously, if your information, if you feel like you are that relevant to this case, we would have found the women by now, because the information that you would have brought out would have led the rightful people that are in search of these young ladies to have found the ladies. Well, Mr. Ben, you've not done anything, so don't be asking anybody to praise you. It means that you too, you are sick as that's your friend.
Well, first of all, let me start with what you said at the end. Of course, you at least provided some information to the public, if it was helpful or not. At least you came in and you said something, and it's for the public and just people to decide if this is helpful or not, and with a police investigation. I am not the person who decides this. I have a personal opinion, but I will not share it online. The second thing,
I love the fact that this woman's husband said that he has his personal opinion. He said, at least you came out and you shared, but I have my personal opinions. And that's very true. Mr. Ben doesn't understand that people know that he has not given all the information that he has. He has not said everything that he knows about this situation. Mr. Ben does not understand that people are looking at him as, oh God, we know that if you really want to help, we can find these ladies. Either they are still here or they've joined their ancestors, but they will be able to find them because you were that close with this Mr. Andrew.
I think I answered your question before. If I'm going to drag 200 million people in this, so that should tell you that it's not only ABBA. I'm ready to go for a nation. I'm not saying I'm doing anything against innocent people, but you know, this will really bring down the reputation of the country. Because if people hear about this issue worldwide, and you know, this can go really viral, people will never travel to Nigeria again. So let's say the tourism, if there is tourism sector that's brought down, the expats, we don't want to bring bad reputation. That's not my intention, mate. That's not my intention. What I'm saying, please, we are not threatening no one. We are not threatening the country. We want to work with them to find an answer. Okay.
This one that you're talking about tourism and whatnot, you would agree with me that that was not a tourism trip that they went on. Seriously, that was not a tourism trip. That was your wife accompanying somebody and not asking questions and just moving around. You don't visit another country. That's a lot of mistake that people do. Even in the most beautiful country that looks so innocent, there's no crime or nothing, things can happen. Don't just go to a place and do whatever. So this, you're saying, oh, it's going to affect tourism. The bad name is already there. Okay, so this is just going to be one of those things. But the main thing that we should be focusing on is how to find those people and bring them back. If they are still alive, bring them back home to their families. If not, still get their to their families so they can give them proper burial and whatnot. Ochekwo and his gang members do not have right to drop someone and do whatever they want to do. But we cannot agree that a lot has happened. I still believe that the rightful people will still be able to pick this up, investigate it, and bring the right people that need to be brought to book, including the Mr. Ben that thinks, don't put that thing in your mouth, it's dirty. So let's just continue listening. I'm getting distracted a lot, so I'm just going to round up this live stream in a bit because it's long. We're 28 minutes into this, so maybe we're going to do it in 2 parts. I will say I'll let it till 30 minutes and I'm going to end this.
If I'm ready to file a case against Starbucks, I'm going to tell you what my next move is. But if I told you I'm ready to do that against 200 million people, then that should give you the answer what I'm going to do to the ABBA police station. And I know that the police that we, or the IGP, even if there's corruption, the corruption is much less there. And I'm sure they're just people. And I'm sure, at least because of them, some places in Nigeria are still safe. So I'm not saying Nigeria is a complete disaster. There are good people in the police. There are good people in the IGP. And these good people need to speak up and work and have a high conscientiousness in all of this. Because I don't see conscience. Instant money. They feel entitled for it. And that's the poor mindset. So it's only a person who's already, satisfied, who doesn't need money, who would work with high conscientiousness, or even you can be a high conscientious person, but high conscientious individual, but you don't have money. But that's how you were born. And I think Mr. Harrison, not to praise him, but I think Mr. Harrison really highlighted this case. He has really brought a lot of truth out. Whether this is the truth or not, his heart towards the case. That's what I want to look at. He tried. Okay, whether it was truth or not.
Yeah, Harrison has actually tried. That's the truth. Maybe along the line there's something wrong he did or whatnot, but we can all agree that yes, Harrison coming into this and speaking about it, traveling down to Oba and whatnot, he has actually highlighted and made points about this case that is bringing more attention to this case. And I don't like the fact that Mr. Ben is trying to now start fighting with Harrison. And it's almost like you're making this case to be too popular and you're going to bring problem to me. So let me try now to destroy your reputation,
What was the intention? Our intentions were to save these two girls and to serve justice. All right? Whether the police like him or not, he did contribute. So that's, I don't want to dismiss that, and I don't want to say like I'm giving him credit. All right. But yeah, this is what I wanted to say. If you have guys other than that, I'm very much.
This was very difficult to hear that the first time it seemed like the network was very bad.
I'm done with this. I'm so sorry for what you had to go through. May I ask, have you ever spoken to Ab one-on-one? Did you ever get to ask him any questions?
Excuse me? Have I ever spoken?
Oh,
I'm not getting your. Like, the line is breaking.
I was saying, Andrew, because I'm more concerned about where Afiba and in any other possible victim be located. I've added Harrison. Please be wrong, sir. Okay.
Okay, so
I never spoke to you.
Okay, so this is the point where Daddy Freeze brings up Harrison. That's Harrison Gwamnishu, the guy that they were speaking about. So let's listen to how the interview is gonna go from here.
Andrew, the police told me that I shouldn't be in direct contact with him. And that was for security reasons and stuff, and because emotions would be involved in this. So they could better question him and do all that stuff. And so that's the reason I didn't push to speak to him personally.
Okay, Harrison, over to you. If there's anything to add or subtract, or is yours.
Well, I apologize because I know the audio is really terrible, but this is what we have to work with because I think the interview so far that we've seen it's done by just Daddy Freeze. I'm not seeing any other blogger that has interviewed the Afiba's husband. So that's why we are here listening to this particular one and trying to understand because there's a whole lot of stories out there about these two young ladies. So we will see how this is going to play out. But it's a story that we will keep on covering from now onward.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. I don't really know your name. Afiba Husband. You know, we've been communicating. No worries. Yes. Yeah. So, yes, no problem. Okay. It's all right.
Well, anyway, I don't know, but there's no issue if he would have said his name, because it's just normal. Like, I don't know if he wants to address him by his name, so yeah, knowing his first name would be okay if it's Mr. John, Mr. This. So when Harrison is talking to him, he knows that it's him because there are more than one person there. But anyway, let's keep listening.
Right, it's all right. Now that there's no country without issues, okay? And
Well said, Harrison.
I don't
Bravo.
want to have a very bad impression about Nigeria, and that's why many of us are out here on this place. If I'm not concerned, I won't be risking my life because of, yeah. And I believe that you saw a post on the police platform today. They posted my picture. I'm enemy of the police. They posted it on the police.
Πες e-food. Πάτα το
Let's
feature.
add that
Ένα
again.
συνένα και βρες
Let's
χιλιάδες
go down.
προσφορές. Κατέβασε το app.
Okay.
Βγάζεις πάνω από 60 φωτογραφίες, όπως όταν γνωριστήκατε πριν 10 χρόνια. Αναγνωρίζεις την αξία πέρα από
Platform.
Okay,
That was very, very bad.
Okay, okay, Oyoyo's world. Are you going back to sleep? Because I know it's still very early.
I posted it on my page, and that the police are investigating. You know who did that, all right? It's because of some of us see these things in Nigeria. The system, is faulty. So what we do is to see how we can assist whenever we can, all right? And again, let me just come to the issue of police collecting money from the family for investigation. Most times when someone is missing, kidnapped in Nigeria, most times police will ask the families for money for tracking and the rest of them because they don't have the facilities to do most of this tracking. They don't have it.
I really like the way Harrison came in explaining all of these things to Afiba's husband. So let's just keep listening.
Facility. So they have to involve some private person to help them to do this job. You understand? So I won't support police in this, but I'm not going to tell you the reason why most of the time they ask for money. For collecting almost 7 million from you guys and you leave nothing is corruption. And against that, and every just Nigeria is against that too.
You can see how Mr. Ben has started interrupting. He can clearly see that Harrison is talking. Harrison is addressing the husband of the woman that is missing. And if this Mr. Ben, that is the Andrew Checo's friend, if this man had any sense in his head, he should know that he's supposed to behave himself. Now he's focused on the chat, reading the chat, telling people, make gonna leave me alone. You people should leave me alone. They're trying to distract everything that this man is trying to say, because the goal of this Mr. Ben is to try his best to divert the attention and everything of this whole investigation and the story and everything. This man does not even care about the pain that Afiba's husband and Celine's family members are going through right now. The not knowing is even worse, because at least if you know, you start trying to come to terms with the heartbreaking situation. But at this point, they don't even know if their family members are alive or they are not, and they're trying their best to find them. And he's here reading chats. Don't you know that when a case like this is being presented and you are going on somebody's channel where you know that, of course, you've seen Daddy Free's live stream before, you know that when Daddy Freeze will do live stream, there will be people in the comment section that will call you out on your BS. There are people that will not buy your story, even if you're telling the truth. We've seen people that are telling the truth, and some people are still saying, I don't believe you. It is not in your place to go and be fighting people in the comment section when somebody else is talking. But of course, this guy is doing deliberately because he knows what he wants to do. He just wants everybody to focus on the corruption part, the money fraud. So When we focus on that, what happens? We forget about the girls that are missing, because he's probably afraid if they are found, evidences and everything that will be pulled up will also implicate him. That's why all these years he didn't report his friend, and he knows his friend is doing evil.
All right, that's it. And I want to state here that
and talking about corruption in the system, him from when his friend threw the other young lady, he said in 2021 also, or 2022, he came 2021 and 2022 he did that, I think so. When he threw that young lady from a story building down and broke her spinal cord and all of that, and went to the state CID, and this man was calling him from the state CID, what did he do? Did he not know then that there was corruption? If somebody that is being arrested for such a crime is able to have a phone to call his friend that is based abroad, did you try to fight the corruption then? Did you try? Because if you had tried to fight the corruption from that 2022, we will not be talking about Afiba and Celine missing in 2024. So you see the kind of person that this Mr. Ben is.
IG of police is not aware of this case from day one. I just want to clear that aspect. They're not aware of this case. The petition that you are having, approval that you are having, what you see there, you will not see IG stays there. Somebody is asking on the behalf of the IG. So when you submit a petition to the police, it passes through the PSO, all right? The PSO, the person that on behalf of the IG, read to the petition and approve it, and then send it to a department that can handle the case for you. On this very case, the Ghanaian embassy is not met to the IG on this case. They met with the AIG in charge of FIP. Do you understand? He was the one who now considered it.
So you can see how Harrison came in, and Harrison is giving a good explanation about everything, because this is not Daddy Freeze's line of work. If you were asking Daddy Freeze about radio and stuff like that, Daddy Freeze and other things, but this is not Daddy Freeze's line of work, so Daddy Freeze cannot really explain very much. But because Harrison Gwamish is someone that he's an activist and he's always on cases like this or similar or whatnot, he knows one or two about the police system and how those things work, because most of these cases you will have to involve the police at some point. So he's explaining to this man, but you saw how Mr. Ben wanted to blow this whole thing out of proportion.
IRC to go for that case, they went to wire. So IG of police was never, I don't want to speak on his behalf because I can tell you 100% that in most of these cases they are approved, IG is not aware of these cases. But his name, they will not use his name to do most of these things. They are, to carry out most of these actions they carry out too. Right. And Mr. Ben, this issue of Celine and Afiba asking for 1 million naira. Yes. Please.
Ψάχνει στην απόλυτη στιγματική εμπειρία στο
No,
γιο.
I bought
Στη
him,
φόρμα της μπαλίτσα μέχρι το τελικό με νέα
So now Harrison is talking to Mr.
The
Ben.
chat that you sent out, does it have a date where? Let me tell you. I have already told you the chat was.
You can see how Harrison is trying to come in as a professional, understanding the enormity of the case at hand, asking this man again, okay, probably whatever you told me then, you didn't want. He's asking you on live for everybody to hear. Is there a date on the chat? Look at how he didn't even wait for Harrison to finish the question, and he just, I told you already. Like, you can see that this man does not care at all about the missing women. All he cares about is how to drive people to his website and his pages and whatnot. This Mr. Ben is terrible.
Sent to me on the day, and I forwarded it to you as it was. So if there's any doctors on it, it's the originator of that text, and I don't have a doubt about it. But what you saw is what was sent, and when was it sent? It was sent on the 22nd. Do you understand? So when was that text? The 2nd of I have no May. Of May. Yeah, 22nd of May. Yeah, because this that morning, two of them left Port Harcourt 27th of April.
That
All right.
So that was the screenshot of the text he sent to me. That look at it. They asked me for 1 million. I didn't pay them. They said they're going to track me. And when you guys requested I share it, I was open from the beginning. So whatever anybody would think about this, because I seems to be the bone of contention here. A lot of you guys.
You know what?
Hold on. Let me say something.
Sorry.
Because I see the comment. A lot of you guys say, and you think I'm in London controlling Nigerians, how they move their way. I just came out to have this conversation with you guys because my name is clean. The police have the phone, they have the laptop. If they want to work, they can do something now. They cannot wipe it. They can just ask Apple. They can ask Apple to give them the login to that iCloud because of its M charges. They will give it to them and they will go into it. Apple is quite flexible with Africa than they are in Europe. They will give it to them whatever they need to do their proper investigation and go into the chat logs. And then they will get details. Anything that we're open at, they will see, including deleted messages.
Yeah. So you know why, Mr. Harrison, you know why I ask this, you know why I ask this now? Because someone husband is on live video and he has seen a lot of things Nigerians are trending that the wife went to do hookup up with someone.
Harrison, you said it on this platform. You said it on Daddy Free's platform.
Yes.
Right here that they agree on 1 million.
Because of the fact, you posted a screenshot, which I later heard from two victims that why they were in Andrew custody, Andrew used the phone to chat himself, and I came back and said, this is exact.
And I didn't dispute it. I did not dispute it. Did I?
Yeah.
I said this
Mr. Harrison. Mr. Harrison.
Mr. Ben, I'm sorry to interrupt. That's what he said. That's what I said to you. There's nothing to hide.
I don't know why Mr. Ben just wants to argue with Harrison and try to make it look like, oh, Harrison was the one that started the rumor, but you were the one that got that message where they were agreeing on price, and you were the one that made it, public and said that you had it. Because if he screenshot that and sent it to you, why the whole people have that? How did the whole world get it if you did not share that? Because it's your phone he sent it to. He didn't send it to a blog.
Allow me. I don't want to interrupt you, but I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to say a fact. We said it on the media that people judge. Like if something happens, immediately they say, "Oh, that word." I don't know if it's olosho or something. That's what the Nigerians use, and because they don't know, they have no clue. They just go comment and that'll be it.
I'm leaving this. If you don't talk,
so if you go down in the chat,
how is it?
Let me ask
what the guy is saying. If it's fake, blame the dead body or blame the police.
Can you imagine? This man is here threatening Mr. Ben that is supposed to be helping to find the young ladies. He's threatening that the freeze and everybody there that if they don't tell the people in the comment section to behave, that he's going to leave this place. Oga, leave to wherever you want to leave. But when they start reporting you to the UK government, you will be brought back to Nigeria to answer those questions. And you see that fear that you're afraid of, maybe to finally come to pass. So if you know what is good for you, you better sit in the UK there and cooperate fully with the people that are asking you questions and stop fighting. The woman that her husband is missing is right there in the chat, and you're there acting like Boo the fool.
Mr. Ben, please. I think now we're on live to communicate together, not to look at the comments, please. Yeah, just don't look at it. Just don't look at it.
All right.
Yes.
We have.
Why are you calling me? What people gonna if I'm an accomplice?
Just don't look at it.
Everyone's gonna talk.
It's advert again. So we wait for those adverts to finish.
Please, let me say something. Let me say a fact.
Can you imagine now? Mr. Ben is placing course, on Nigeria, you people will suffer in the hand of the government. You people will suffer in the hand of police. Don't worry. Very soon, you will be brought back to the same Nigeria that you are screaming about because you have information. All this while, you knew that your friend was running from the police in the UK and he was hiding in Nigeria, living a big man's lifestyle. Did you inform the UK police that the person that is wanted in their country is enjoying in Nigeria? Because you know that UK government, they have a extraditing right with Nigeria. So they will be able to tell the Nigerian government to extradite that person that needs to serve the punishment back to the UK, and the Nigerian government will do exactly that. Did you report it? You didn't report it. By the time all those Nigerians, because UK, the United Kingdom is a place where you have a lot of Nigerians too. So by the time all of them will start calling the police over there and reporting you that you know about something, let's see if the Interpol will not invite you for questioning.
Una was suffer in the hand of una police. Then, look at what happened to this guy. We are
Mr. Ben. It's okay. Now it's deactivated. Let me say something. The screenshots of Selin's chat. If you go down to the last part of the chat, Selin says she will take a flight from Port Harcourt to Aba. Please. Is there a flight from Port Harcourt to Aba? So how could Selin say that? The only person who doesn't know Nigeria well is Andrew.
And Andrew replied.
Because Selin is from Aba.
Andrew replied.
I don't know.
He said both. Yeah. So that's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he even made her look dumb. Yes. So if Selin knows Nigeria and that area in and out,
check the title of that chart. Check the title of that chart.
Go ahead.
1150, 1150. Just say, that's why you know a fake chart. A fake chart, the way
I know. I never doubted. But what do you want?
Even if it's not the timing. Even if it's not the timing.
So I want you, Andrew. I want you to go back and tell them that this is what was done to you.
I've been saying it.
No, you have to post it. Let them see it because the people believe that they went to do Monosho somewhere in Aba. That's what the people believe.
It's on my platform. It's on the website. I want to ask Afiba's husband one question.
Why is this the simple thing that what is his name? Harrison Gwamishu is asking Mr. Ben to do? You brought out this chart, and that's how people started running with this story that these women went for Olosho job in Abia State. Now that you know that there's a possibility from the confession of those survivors, those people that already survived this sick Andrew man, they know that he used to forcefully take their phones and post or chat or do whatever he wants to do before he finally gets rid of them. So you go back and correct that narrative. Is it difficult? You put out something and now you finally found out that maybe there is a possibility because now the Andrew is dead. He's no longer there to come and explain to us. Why not just go back and say, yo, look, this stuff I posted earlier was sent to me by my friend and I shared it thinking it would probably shed light on this case. But now that we're hearing from other survivors that people have survived this man, and we have enough evidence to prove that they survived this my friend before my friend died, then I'm posting again that I'm not sure. I cannot come out and categorically tell you that for 100% I know that this chat was authentic. It could have been doctored or whatnot. So I'm just putting this as an official statement to follow this chat that there's a possibility that Andrew himself chatted himself and screenshot it and sent it to me. So I would think that this, and he's telling people to go to his website. Who wants to go to your website to go find out that information? Because you're trying to drag traffic to your website, even though young girls are missing. You're interested in the traffic that we will go and click on your website to read. How many people even know that you have website? They're telling you, why not post this thing in a place where likes of Daddy Freeze, Linda IKG, Instablog, name it, Gist Me, or everybody else will be able to pick it up and share it so the whole Nigerians and the whole world and everybody that is paying attention to this case will be able to tell. It's not making sense. Let's listen. We're almost at the end of this interview, and that will be it. We're already at 43 minutes exactly, and it's 58 minutes in total. So we're almost at the end.
For the sake of the investigation and the public, what do you think Afiba went to see Celine for? What exactly did they go to do? From you who has good understanding, you know who this woman is, you've related with her for a long time, you know her true character. We are just reading what's available on the media. From your perspective, what did she go to do?
Νέο κοσμητικό Botanica Original.
Have adverts again.
Ξέχνα το πρώτα. Αγκάλιασε τη ζωή.
So let's wait for the advert to finish, and then we will get right into this. So,
I send money every month. I never went 1 month without sending money, and I don't send small money. So that amount that when I saw it, I was just laughing, and even when I heard it first from the police officer in Aba, he said that Andrew said that she's the one who asked him for 1 million, and then she said to him, if he's not going to give her 1 million, she's going to say that she's been kidnapped. So my wife is not that way with me. Like, she will not even force me to give her money. How much more a stranger? What I can say, and I'm not defending her, she went to accompany Celine. I don't think Afiba was aware where she was going, and this is something bad. She wasn't aware of where she was going, and she doesn't know Andrew. That's definitely, like, she doesn't know Andrew, because
this is what I'm talking about, that something is most definitely wrong with this whole situation. Do you understand? Because from the response that Afiba's husband is giving, it simply means that he really didn't know so much. Like, she didn't, and I'm wondering what kind of marriage is that you don't have communication as a husband, as a wife, when you're leaving. Don't you say, we're going here, and this is what we're going to do, and we'll probably go from point A to point B, and this is this, just lay it. You have that conversation with your partner. Okay, if you're going out, you tell the partner where you're going, and if you're even there's always a communication. But this, that the man has to now start guessing, well, I don't think she knew where she was going, I think she was accompanying her friend. It simply means that this marriage, now what? Now what? And it is sad.
he told Celine, send me.
Because I feel like if they had good rapport, and they were always talking, I was like, I want to see my friend in Port Harcourt. We're in Port Harcourt now. We're going to hang out today, or we're going to do this, or we're doing this and that. And my friend says she's going somewhere, and I want to accompany. Maybe the husband would have said, do you know these people? I said, no, they are her friends. I don't know them. I've never met them. I've never even been to that place. I'm not from here or whatnot. And the next thing that comes to your mind is for you to see that, okay, well, I don't think it's safe for you to go to a place where you don't know anybody, only your friends knows everybody. Like, they would have had that, and maybe Afiba wouldn't have gone. Afiba would have waited for Celine to go and come back and be in Port Harcourt, waiting.
His picture. He didn't know even Afiba's name. He didn't know her name even. He had no clue. So Afiba had no contact with this Andrew. She doesn't know where this guy is from or what he does. He accompanied Celine, as he does most of the times. And I'm not saying this to paint Celine's lag, or she's the one who was aware of things, but I can surely tell you that Afiba wasn't aware of the guy. And this guy was chatting Celine like 2 years ago on Facebook, Andrew. So Andrew chatted Celine 2 years ago, and she knows him from that time. They don't chat. Maybe she has never seen him before in live or in real life. But all I can say, from the chats, from the way things happened, people was not aware.
So this is the beginning of the
what
chat.
is happening.
And please, can you see it? On the 8th of May. And now, it was not the chart, the screenshot he sent to me. 8. It doesn't show the day, because
it
that
doesn't
is
show the day.
It
shows the time, right?
Because
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So exactly. So we have the time. We have the time, but we don't have the day. And this what puts us at the conclusion of this guy has written that he charted himself from their phones. Because let me tell you this. I was chatting Afiba for 6 days after the kidnap. And every day he comes, he blue ticks me, he views my messages, and I know that's Andrew. And I speak to him very, like, not directly, but I make him know things that I'm aware of what's happening. So I send Afiba messages indirectly telling Andrew, don't do this. And he blue ticks me, and he never replies. And he used to come online 5 minutes per day. I was tracking that for 6 days, every single day. He goes offline, he comes online 5 minutes per day. He checks the chats, he blue ticks everyone, and he goes offline again from her phones. Afiba had 2 phones, one for business and one personal. And she had a UAE number. And this is what he was using to, message from. So if these people want to say desperation for money or run girls or all that stuff, I'll speak for her. She has a business in Ghana. She's not a rich woman, but I send money, and I'm not saying I send money because I want to show off or something. Every man has to provide for his wife. So I want to say that this amount, that this ridiculous, I think 500,000 naira, it doesn't buy a ticket to come to Dubai. It doesn't pay even one-way ticket to Dubai. So this is a complete joke. And that Andrew didn't know who he was messing with. He didn't know who was involved in this. He thought, oh, like that, 2 other ladies.
Seriously, this is sad. I'm just going to end this here. We've been live for 2 hours, and I'm going to end this live stream here and get into other things that I need to do. And later on in the evening, we'll come back live if we can. But like I said, this story, we will be following it, and we're not going to stop anytime soon. Let's see how this plays out. I hope that these women are found. I hope that people keep reporting Mr. Ben until he brings out all the evidence that he has for since 2021 that his friend relocated to Nigeria up until 2024. Bring out all the evidence. Somewhere in between, we will find the truth. So thank you also very much, and I will see you all on the next live stream, and have a nice day.